The 4 phases of combat, grinding with red shirts, commercial homicide, and detox gone wild. Hello, crawlers, and welcome back for episode 4 of our book 7 Dungeon Crawler Crawl Dungeon Crawler Carl Crawl podcast. I don't know what I'm trying to say.
I don't either.
Folks, we are going to be discussing chapters 14 through 17 of This Inevitable Ruin.
You sure?
I think so. I wrote 14 through 19 on here, so I was like, I'm pretty sure it's 17, right?
Yeah.
We're going to be talking about all of that. And I just wanted to touch on a few things that we missed in our previous episode. We got a comment from Bobbin Ducky, who says, so while listening, I got curious about the Nodling in Signet's party. There was a French strongman in the early 20th century called Apollon, and a German strongman, Hermann Saxon, around the same time. I can't find a wrestler or strongman named Arison, but perhaps someone else can. It makes sense that Matt Dinneman would use historical names for the AI to pull from. Just curious.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
That there's somebody who's that into early 20th century strongmen. I've never heard of that before.
Well, the Nodlings are listed as strongmen.
No, I get that.
Yeah, but that was the question that we posed last week, was like, maybe those names come from something. So someone looked it up.
Okay.
I usually look up names in this book, but it didn't cross my mind to look these up, and I'm glad somebody did. That's a really deep cut.
It's a neat catch.
It's cool.
Yeah. And then Rachel Sudo says, about Tippett, way back when he and Rosetta were watching Carl talking about using the bone key, Tippett was relieved Carl didn't use it and noted it would only have let either Carl or Donut through. Tippett's key was also a bone key, and he chose himself. I didn't know that his was a bone key, the one that he wanted to hold on to.
I don't think it said that explicitly, but it was very much implied.
Yeah, it was a one or the other.
Yeah, and it was that bone key that only let one person in.
Was it a skull bone? Was that why his brain was messed up?
all messed up? Yeah, that's the question of which bone was it. Also, knowing how that bone is, why would you give one to Carl? I was like, dude, what the hell?
Maybe it was his brain, but we haven't seen Tippett run around yet. Maybe he's got that stanky leg that I was talking about.
Right.
Where he's just like, wah, 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 with that leg.
And what about the operatics? Can they even use a bone key? Aren't they all like green gelatin?
Yeah, they're like jelly people.
What happens when they get a bone key? Like, yeah, sure, why not? Doesn't risk.
Doesn't work.
Yeah.
Although bones get ground into what becomes gelatin.
Ooh.
So.
Okay. Loophole.
Maybe they just vanish.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm just one bone.
Then we also wanted to point out that over at hellocrawlers.com/store, you put up... It's so many each week, man.
I know. I'm sorry.
What's going on?
I put up so much stuff in the last few weeks.
I mean, you not only put up like a Laracos Tacos shirt, which people were already clamoring for right when we did that episode, and then you just popped it right up. But then you made a couple of other shirts. You did like was it a Supreme or an Obey? I couldn't tell.
It was an Obey.
It was a riff off of Shepherd. Is that Shepherd Ferry?
Shepherd Ferry, yeah.
An Obey thing, but it was OMG with Donut.
By the time this comes out, I might have 3 more of those.
Yeah, I feel like anytime somebody says like, Herb, what about this? And the next thing you know, John Splint made a shirt out of it.
Yeah, and it's usually within hours.
Yeah.
You know what the other thing I love is that you said at one point someone was like, how are you making this quick? Is this AI? And you're like, no, I will show you my hand-drawn work because you'll record yourself drawing these things.
I never use AI. I use this iPad. This is the iPad I draw on. And it's all handmade. I don't ever use AI. I'm vehemently against using AI because I've spent my entire life learning how to draw, and I'm a professional artist and designer. So I kind of know how to do this stuff quickly.
Yeah, how dare you suggest he uses AI?
He is a professional. Hit him up if you guys Maybe you have a project you want him to work on.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Also, we have an ad for you guys.
Yeah, we do.
Because the people over at Mave Chocolate, they're based out of Seattle, and they reached out to us and said, hey, we collaborated with Matt Dinneman on a new chocolate for our chocolate line, and we were hoping that you guys might try it out on the show and tell us your thoughts.
It's an officially licensed chocolate from an all-woman-owned chocolatier.
Yeah, and the chocolate is called Virgin Dirty Shirley. And it's got donut on there, along with mango. And this says it's a dark and white chocolate truffle bar. I believe it has cherries and popping candies in it as well.
Yeah, like little pop rocks.
Little pop rocks.
Like it's not just the chocolate, but there's the treat inside, and then it keeps on going with the little pop rocks in your mouth.
I really liked it.
Yeah.
Like, okay, so I don't get to eat sweet stuff because I'm diabetic. I have type 2 diabetes. So I generally stay away from sweet treats, but I love sweet treats and I love chocolate specifically. This stuff is delicious.
It's pretty cool with the popping chocolate. I feel like, do you guys just bite out of a candy bar, or do you break pieces?
I have to break small pieces.
I have to break pieces.
I can only eat a little bit at a time.
I mean,
are you chomping?
No. I break into pieces.
Okay.
He melts it in a sandwich. He's fucking weird. They do stuff very different in the olden days. Yeah, this stuff is it's got like a truffle filling.
I love the way it looks. Where it's layered.
Mm-hmm.
It's immediately, I don't know if we can do the ASMR for our popping of the mouth, but
No.
it is popping and crackling all in the mouth.
The thing is, we grow up with, I guess, American chocolate, Hershey's and Nestle's, and it's kind of terrible.
It's ass.
Yeah, I mean, it's like maybe it was different when we were growing up, but I feel like over time they've used a lot more sugar and oil and less chocolate. But this is real chocolate. Like, you have to go to somebody like a chocolatier to get the real stuff. And that's what this is.
Yeah, this stuff is really, really good. And I love the art on the packaging.
It's really cute. Yeah. I was going to say, we should do a whole... Rubio and I have a whole other podcast called The Beerists.
Yes.
Where we review beer. I'm like, oh, should we go through the 4 points, looking at it and smelling it or all that?
No, we're not going to do like a taste panel.
A full tasting thing. Because I'm getting a little bit of a licorice taste in here too, right?
So there are little pieces of, I don't know, is it cherry?
Yeah, cherry on the inside.
Yeah.
I'll tell you guys what. I had another bar. They sent us a few of these. And I had another bar at my house. I took a bite and I was like, oh, that's good. My wife and daughters came and just devoured it. And I was very excited because these are gluten-free. And my daughter is recently diagnosed celiac. So now I'm constantly looking to see if something says gluten-free on it.
Sure.
And this one was. Very happy about that. They also have a couple of other cool notes I wanted to mention. They pay their cocoa farmers fairly, donate 10% of their net profits to farmers, use only recyclable and compostable materials in their packaging, and are carbon neutral and gluten-free.
Yeah, they seem like a good company all around.
Yeah. Good, decent people.
And they're fans of the show.
They're fans of the show.
So that's cool.
Yeah.
So they check us out. We appreciate that. They reached out to us, and we were very honored. So check it out. Support the community. Mave Chocolate. You can contact them at mavechocolate.com.
And they did say it was just to kind of taste it and see what we think. And they didn't tell us to say it was good. They didn't tell us to if we didn't like it, lie. But we actually like it, so that helps.
It does help.
Thanks again to Mave Chocolate for sending those to us. We do appreciate it. And we have a homework assignment for you guys. It's going to be chapters 18 through 21 for next week. 18 through 21, the end of 21. Let's dive in.
Before we do, where's your hat? Or hats?
Oh, shit.
Plural.
I forgot about Hat Watch.
Hat Watch.
All right.
You got a hat.
I got a hat.
Hey, I'm still doing Beard Watch. It's going poorly. I was thinking, I'm not going to last the whole time. This thing is already starting to curl into my mouth. It's getting gross. I do shave my neck. I don't know if that's cheating, but I shave my neck.
You shave both of them.
Just let's just see you when you eat soup.
I have all this made chocolate hanging in my mustache. I'm like, extra advertising.
For later.
All right, guys.
All right.
Let's dive in. Chapter 14. We start with the 4 phases of combat. There's the ceasefire, which we are currently in. Then the ramp up. Then open hostilities, and then the peeling of Laracos. And we're going to learn in more detail what those are in a bit when the Baroness explains it to us. But currently, we find ourselves in the FUPA, the flag room that's full of notifications and windows for Carl and Donut. They're sifting through things, trying to figure out what's going on. And the Baroness is like, hey, this is one of the few places we can talk openly because otherwise there's spies all about. Everyone's listening to everything.
And they could also do like a Minority Report thing where they throw their menus up on walls and show them in
Tony
public.
Stark. They can just be like interacting with it. It's cool.
Maybe Minority Report's an old reference.
Go with Tony Stark.
Either way, it seems like it's upping the game, but it seems like it's more complex. Just more stuff they have to kind of
poor
deal
Carl with all these new windows now.
Yeah. Donut realizes that she can now chat openly with the other warlords, and so she immediately tries to go and message to Nadia to talk shit.
That is a liability.
Yeah, right?
I feel like I'd have to get on Grant for doing that if we were in the same.
We can't do that. We can't talk shit.
Grant, stop talking shit. I didn't tell them anything bad. Just I hope they don't wake up.
I think that I'm not sure who has it worse, Juicebox or Carl with their fellow cats.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Which one is more of a liability there? Carl. Whoa, my voice.
Puberty. Am I right, y'all?
Becoming a man. Carl sees a missed spam folder that's full of notifications. And what he does when he checks this, I guess all of them are constantly getting like system update, like bullshit that they all put in spam.
Yeah.
But when he takes a look at this, he's horrified because what he sees is that She Maria has been constantly, like every 10 seconds, trying to infiltrate and summon like his wisp armor, not his wisp armor, but his wraith.
Phase. Was it
Doom Wraith Phase?
Doom Wraith Phase.
Yeah, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Gloom Wraith.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
And she's been his mind balance ring that's on his pinky toe, I believe, is the thing that has been preventing this over and over. It's leveling up, but she seems to also be getting stronger in her attempts to try and take over his mind.
And
he's realizing like this is a race and she's likely gonna win.
Yeah, I was very upset by this. Like this, I did not like at all.
Well, the thing with She Maria, I keep thinking like she can not be a force for good, but she can do a lot of things that could help. But that's not really her goal.
No.
Like anything she does to help, it's only to keep Carl and Carl alone alive because it keeps her alive. But I mean, she should screw everybody else.
She should take the Samantha route and just be an ally. And then Carl will be like, oh, I'll free you. What's the worst that could happen?
Right.
And then we'll see when Samantha destroys him.
Yeah. No. I feel like we keep running into this with different villains. I kept saying this about Killmonger and Black Panther. It's like, if he just wasn't so bent on destroying everything, he legit took over Wakanda and could have just like done it in a way that made everybody happy and achieved his objective.
Right. It seems like he has a path to being some kind of hero and good force.
Yeah.
And it's the same path that he's taking, but just being a dick about it.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So She Maria was trying to activate that gloom wraith phase on Carl when that bomb, Herman's bomb, was about to go off. And Carl realizes that would have saved him, but it would have killed Donut had that worked.
He would have killed everybody in the room.
Everybody in the room.
Everyone in the room.
But Donut, who he's most concerned about.
Yeah, he gives a shit about Donut. He's like, Baroness, I don't really care. And I think that is a big moment. It was also her talking to him in the last episode when I was like, I don't know who that is.
Yeah.
It was she Maria in his mind, so he's starting to hear her as well, which is why I think it's another indicator she's getting stronger. Mordecai's confident he's working on a solution to take care of that. He's working with Rosetta, and that's what we'll get at the end of these chapters here.
Yeah.
Their attempted solution.
I like when Carl was like, hey, Mordecai, I got to ask you something. It's probably about that thing in you, right? Yeah, we're working on it. Oh, my God.
I do love how confident Rosetta is about, like, yeah, we're going to get rid of this thing.
She's way too cool, period, usually. Like, she seems like she has it all figured out, but I don't know that she does.
Well, it seems like nobody really does.
That's why.
Yeah, because every time we get to somebody who's like, "Oh no, this will be fine," we got a thing coming up with Tippett where it's like, "I don't know, dude. I think you're really way wrong about something important."
Right.
Well, Carl and Donut are talking to Baroness, and Donut decides she needs to feel out this Baroness lady because if we remember, it was Carl who was taking Quasar's cue, like, oh, go ahead and pick Baroness. Mm-hmm. She'll be a good adjutant.
Yeah, Baroness Victory. She was with the Skull Empire. So there was a little bit of like, I don't know if I'm going to trust her because she's related to the Maestro and all that, but she seems like she's trustworthy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and okay, well, from the choices he had, she still seemed like the better choice at the time.
Yeah, she knows her shit too.
And as we just saw in the last section, if not for her, a lot of them would have been dead.
Yeah. She's, I think, earning it right now. But at the same time, Donut's immediately like asking her about her dead sister and kind of poking the bear. And she's like, Carl, you trusted Sister Inez. So shut up for a second. Let me feel this one out.
Yeah.
And maybe she's got a point there.
But he does say, we don't trust anybody.
I think that Baroness, at least for the time being, passed the smell test for Donut, though, and she kind of backs off. They are weighing their town upgrades. They got a bunch of these town upgrades, and they can either use it on their own castle fortress, or they could use it on Shantytown. And Baroness is like, well, there's positives and negatives to both, but like right now, you'd be most beneficial using it on your current fortress here, because that's where the brunt of the attack's going to be coming. Li Na was able to join their team after some potion allows someone to touch her, I guess, to bring her into the group. And she actually asked to be in charge of the defenses for Shantytown. And Carl's like, sure, have that.
Yeah.
She scares me still.
Yeah, she's scary.
She's really scary.
The little we know about her, no one touch her, and she just kind of is very confident. She's a force.
And Kurt.
We also learn the layout of the area, and a note to you fellow listeners of the audiobook like us, there's a map in the book. You can see it, and I'm going to put it right here on screen so you can see the map that was included in the book, because then you can see Larakos in the center and the other 9, because there's 10 total in Faction Wars, the other 9 teams kind of going around it and who's next to whom. Princess Posse has the Operatics to the north and the Blood Sultanate to the south of them. And you can see the rest right here in the image if you are watching with us. If you're listening, I guess go look it up.
You're still in the same boat that you were before.
You're
Nothing has changed. Ignore that part.
Yeah, look for us on YouTube. You can see the whole video thing and our beautiful faces.
And I don't know about that.
And clips on Instagram.
100,000 mercenaries and soldiers are going to be amassing on the north border, with another 10,000 on the south. So the Operatics on the north border are going to just try and flood them and kill them real quick.
Yeah, because when it gets mentioned that 100,000, Carl's like, fuck.
Yeah, he fills up his drawers.
Yeah.
Heart-shaped heart boxes? No.
Yeah.
You're not going to see the hearts anymore because there's just so much. There's going to be like, oh, there's shitty boxers from being so scared at the 100,000 potential pairs of boots.
So what we learn is that this ramp up, they're currently once again in the ceasefire, but this ramp up is going to have a couple of conditions. This lasts for a week, and in the ramp up, you're not allowed to have any celestial summonings. You can't go into other territories except through these narrow gates, which think of the force field in that Wakanda, when Wakanda's getting attacked, the force field that they have to open up in Infinity War to let those dog creatures of Thanos come through.
Yeah.
It's like that. They have this little narrow portal. They can flood through one point, so you can direct all your focus to protecting these couple key points in your territory.
And in any kind of conflict, those choke points are usually the most dangerous.
Sure.
And kind of action-packed. So I understand why they're doing this as showrunners. But as participants, fuck that.
You're out, right? Stay away from the choke points.
And the other big kicker is that there's no offensive magic or teleport magic allowed during this phase. So all those mercenaries that brought in their guns and weapons, they have quite an advantage over Carl and all of the sparkle elves that joined his team or whatever.
That's like, yo, Tippett, you said that we had the advantage because they just had regular weapons and we got spells. And now we can't use those spells.
And Tippett's like, I can't hear you. My brain doesn't work.
Yeah, right.
Smoke bomb.
Smoke bomb.
You can't just keep ghosting.
I'd be like, hold on a second. Where is he? I need him here to hear this.
You son of a bitch. The mercenaries, though, it's pointed out, are more like security guards. These people have never had to really, truly risk their lives in the same way as the battle-hardened people that have joined the Princess Posse. So their best option is to just use blunt force to just try and overwhelm them really quickly and defeat them because they know they'll lose in the long game.
Sure, it's the whole shock and awe, which America keeps trying to deploy in the Middle East, and it never works out that way.
Yeah.
Hey, there's no politics in this.
Just using an example how flawed that strategy is.
It's working out great. Ostrich was with our heads in the sand. It's working out great. So they're fortifying their whole land with trenches and a series of fallback positions and a bunch of traps. Florin seems to have a good beat on the first part of this, so he's kind of taking charge for right now. Louis walks into the room with Samantha on his shoulder, and she is crying and snotting, or crobbing, or whatever I'm trying to say.
Yeah, no, that's a good portmanteau. She's crying and sobbing at the same time. So she's crobbing.
Can we do like a portmanteau watch?
I had to do so many of those last time. No, I even messed some of them up.
I know.
She said that she missed the wedding. Donut's quick to remind her, hey, there's a part 2. There's a second part.
Ugh. I mean, even before anybody gave her looks, I could have choked her right then.
I like in the book, there's a collective groan noise. Oh. Yeah, everyone's just so mad.
They just give her death stares. Like, what is wrong with you?
But, okay, Samantha's a sex doll head. She has fluid. I mean, I guess I knew like in the neck area, but she's snotting.
Yeah, I mean,
like she spit
she
or
has
something?
shown to have moisture within her receptacle.
Can we move on?
All right. I was just kind of like, man,
Hey, he asked.
Yeah, answering the important questions with Grant Davis.
Let's move on. Bonnie the gnome is there, and Carl's like, hey, Bonnie, she's like, yeah, it's fun flying over here in Louis' new jet. we're going to get all these gun turrets that'll really help us fight against these other bad guys. And he's like, "Aw, kid, you shouldn't have to worry about all that war stuff." And she goes, "Why? Did they stop trying to kill me?" And Carl's like, foot and mouth.
Yeah, right?
That's actually one of my favorite quotes thus far in the series. Like, why should I stop worrying about that? Have they stopped trying to kill me? That's a really big shit thing to say in a good way.
Yeah, it is. It's also this is war.
Mhm.
And there's no, look out for the kids,
Do you think Bonnie was saying that like with innocence, or was she like, "Shut the fuck up, Carl"?
I've listened to it 3 times and I've debated it back and forth.
Where's she coming from, Miss Bonnie?
She got him though.
Yeah, she sure did. Shut him up.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter where it was coming from. She fucking got him.
So we go from this scene to them out in the forest. Our new crew, it's going to be Donut and Carl. Chris is there alongside them. He's underground in the ground. So I think they're standing on top of him.
So he just moves through ground like it's water?
I guess, or kind of creeps through it. Or maybe he has to walk over to a spot and then can like sink down into it.
Yeah.
No, it seems to me like he can travel underground.
Oh, yeah, because when, what's her name, Brainworm was inside of him,
Yeah.
she was slowly going under the ground to get underneath them.
Mm-hmm.
Brainworm
Yeah.
was Maggie.
Maggie.
Yeah.
Brainworm lady. Okay, so it's those 3 alongside Jamal the Hammerhead Shark, who you might remember as a tattoo that was mentioned in book 2
I did not.
on Signet. No, you did not, right?
He was never named and he never had a voice up until now. So for them to just be like, "Hey, and hey, what's up, Jamal?" It's like, what? It was really kind of surprising and a little off-putting to me to be introduced to a character like that. Like, I should know who he is.
Yeah, right?
I mean, this is Matt fucking with us, right?
I gotta think so, since you guys both felt the same way.
He's doing some sort of like Cousin Oliver thing, but instead what he's doing is he's literally jumping the shark.
Yeah. A jumping shark that jumps the shark. And we talked about how he didn't have a voice before, and those are sweet days.
You don't like Jamal Binks?
Oh my God. Jamal Binks.
I like Jamal.
No, that's
why.
I don't want a whole book of them, but once in a while, it's okay.
Oh,
so jumping the shark, for anyone who is unfamiliar with that term, comes from Happy Days, I believe.
Yeah.
There's an episode of Happy Days after this has been running for seasons where they do a really silly scene of them water skiing.
Yeah, Fonzie,
he
a
leaps in the-
1950s greaser who was the cool guy on the show. The show's been on so long, and they've run out of things to do, so they have him on water skis jumping sharks. And it's like, this is like the benchmark for when a show has been on way too long.
Yeah, when things start to go bad in a show, in a movie, in a property, in a book, they call it jumping the shark, and it's from Happy Days.
Yeah, and when it's completely off what the original premise was. So
Yes.
it's like when Urkel started to time travel. Like Family Matters was just a family sitcom, and now this kid's doing all kinds of stuff.
I forgot about that. It's so ridiculous.
Yeah.
I think I fell off of it before the time traveling.
I did too, man. People had to tell me about it. Or it was a Key and Peele skit, and they were like, "No, all that stuff they're talking about, it really happened in the show." And I was like, "Wait, what?"
Yeah, I remember that episode. And he would turn into Stefan.
Yeah.
Oh God, I kind of want to. I want somebody to write a fan fiction of like Slaughterhouse 5 Urkel getting unstuck in time. Like, that would be so good.
Well, It's clear that not only are we being introduced to a Jamal the Hammerhead shark, like we should have known who the fuck this is. But this shark is using these robot legs that Carl has built him. That's kind of like spider automaton legs, and he keeps breaking them because he keeps trying to jump in the air and breaking these legs, and Carl's frustrated by it. So this is Matt doing a wink and a nod to the idea of what if I drop in some annoying new fresh characters to shake things up, knowing that we're not supposed to really like them, I think.
Well, I mean, Carl's annoyed by him breaking the machine, but Donut's annoyed by him elbowing, which I love that term.
Elbowing.
Speaking of yourself in third person.
Stop elbowing, Jamal.
Which is like, yeah. You got to get him to stop doing that. It's annoying when you know somebody in real life who apologizes all the time. It's like, stop apologizing and just stop doing that thing that you're apologizing for. How about that?
Well, he's not alone, Jamal, in being an annoying character.
Oh my God.
Because there's also these two trashy, like bone white demon elves named Griffin and Morales, who are just, they're like, what do you call it? Jarhead, brand new soldiers who are like, gee, shucks, I like getting tattoos and I'm ready to fight for the war kind of thing.
Oh, if only they were that calm about it.
No, they're just jibber jabbering back and forth. And I'm like, this banter.
I just right off the bat thought about the Negro bots from Transformers 2, Mudflap and Skids. It's like, Jesus.
I was just like, Carl, unleash the scavenger's daughter's wrath, please, on these guys. Just kick them out of here. So these. And then there's one other guy, a vet of the. There's, I guess, another version of Dungeon Crawler World called Land Wars that they occasionally do. There's a guy named Bodhi who was a survivor of this show, who's a tall, tan human with a spear who's very quiet. And he's easily the most likable of these characters.
Yeah.
He's quiet.
He doesn't say anything.
Yeah. That alone moves him up to the top.
The elves have like this kind of human characteristic to them. And so Carl just kind of wonders why there's so much similarity between the cultures of like all these species. Like there's not some radically different species of aliens, although there's like green jelly people and robot people.
Yeah.
Those feel kind of different when we saw the faction warlords meeting.
Yeah, all together. But I mean, does that mean that the humanoid design is the most optimal, or that the AI or Prime or whatever puts all these species together, is it just limited in its thinking?
Or is the AI that is breeding all of these aliens over time seeding their culture in similar patterns?
Mm-hmm.
So they're all going to be the same because of that, which Carl already knew. Like they said, a lot of the mythology that is shared by Earth is there intentionally so that they have a frame of reference for the dungeon scenarios. So they are hunting in the woods, trying to do some grinding. Grinding is a video game term for when you're just killing a bunch of things to get experience. And they are now facing these, an iteration of the ball of swine that we got in book 1, but it's a ball of skunks. We also learned that there were chili goats, which feels like a riff on bad llamas that other people were fighting somewhere else in the same sector. I keep wanting to say quadrant, but that's 4. So sector. There's sector. And they know that they have to finish up fighting all of these mobs soon because Katya is going to be doing her rehab, so they got to hurry back and help her through that. So this big skunk warrior ball rolls up to them. Carl throws a bunch of things, explodes it in the air, and they all start fighting. And this is just Carl's opportunity to pull out Rend, the little meatball, and start sicking him on all the necks of these immobilized skunks that have been like showered all over the place.
Right. Which Ren is happy to chomp on like a little Pac-Man. It's funny how often he's biting off their noses.
Right.
They eat them like chocolate.
Hey, we also get to
chocolate.
Hey, chocolate. We also get to see how terrifying one of these little meatballs is. Like, it's a frictionless bite through whatever they're biting, and it just takes chunks out of them. Like, he doesn't have to, force himself or chew.
He's got one tooth.
He's got one tooth, doesn't matter. It just takes cake-like chunks out of whatever he's eating.
And grows rapidly. There's something also adorable and like paternal with Carl running around. Go, get him. Take bites. Eat him.
Right.
Taking this little meatball place to place.
And to your point, by the end of this, he's like large beach ball size.
Yeah. He starts as a little meatball, and then he's a large beach ball.
So he's like Kirby. He's just absorbing everything and just like inflating. It's insane. So he's got I would say the biggest part of this is that he's able to level up Rend here.
Mm-hmm.
There is a moment where a particular skunk who's got a blue wizard hat on, named Fancy Boy, a level 55 skunk battle wizard, pops up. And this is a leader who, the AI kind of goes on an aside like the AI likes to do, talking about leadership and the powerful controlling the masses. And they make it so that you require their power, because if they're not there, you're going to be in trouble. And then the AI kind of goes into advocating for toppling authority and stopping our shitty leaders. And, a boy can only dream.
Hey, no politics.
No politics, though. I'm not being political there. I'm just saying, man, toppling leadership would be cool. They attack and kill the Fancy Boy, which causes all the other skunks to spray. Man, there's too many S's in this.
Yeah, you're doing good.
Yeah, the skunks
you sound like Sylvester the Cat, but go ahead.
The skunks spray a bunch of green mist. It's their skunk spray, and it's rotten. It coats them in 3 hours of this coating of an awful smell that causes them all to retch out everything in their body. Carl activates his gloom wraith and sloops through 4 of these skunks, just eviscerating them. And he feels gross about this because it reminds him of what happened to Yolanda with a rage elemental.
Sure.
Right. He realizes, this is what the rage elemental was using when he went through my friends. Gag.
Pretty awful. And then he activates an ability called Walk on Air that he has, which allows him to step up into the tree, and he's just kind of hanging up there with Bodhi.
Oh, is that the one that he got from eating the eyeball? With like doing the crouching tiger, hidden dragon, walk on air.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, it was a good eyeball. It worked out for him. Donut Puddle jumps up there too, but then falls back into the mist, and she's destroyed.
Well, Mongo's on a limb and she jumps on him, and then it's just the weight is too much, and it gets very Looney Tunes from that point.
Yeah, it feels like a comedic beat. You'll see a little smoke cloud of them.
Isn't Chris like he's underground? He's like, I'm underground and I could smell it.
Yeah.
No, I'm not coming up.
By the way, I love that their wizard is dressed like Cookie Jarvis in the pointed blue wizard hat and cloak that have stars and moons all over it.
Cookie Jarvis.
You guys, you don't know who Cookie Jarvis is?
I don't.
He might be too young.
Yeah, maybe you are.
Is that from Cookie Crisp?
Yes.
Oh,
yes, the original
not too
mascot
young.
was Cookie Jarvis.
Okay. I remember, wasn't there like a burglar dog later?
Yeah, they switched him out for the burglar dog. But...
Okay. Yeah.
I guess that sells more to, younger,
I don't
younger kids than
a wizard.
Cookie Jarvis the wizard.
I'm sure Cookie Jarvis was more shocked than anybody when he got a pink slip. He's like, I don't know what I did wrong.
Bro, I'm Cookie Jarvis. Who's this fucking dog?
Yeah, doesn't even have a name.
So Donut is able to get that wizard hat, but it's probably too stinky for her to ever actually wear, but she'll transfer its abilities onto the pillow and into her crown. And she realizes she's too stinky to attend Katya's therapy or her detox thing that they're having. Yeah. Ellie says that the Naga side, all of the people that have amassed up there are rapidly leveling up these scary pets that they have. So that's something that they're going to have to be aware of on the north side.
Mm-hmm.
And then they go back to base, and they're about to do their detox. Oh, I'm sorry. I said north side, south side. For all of you checking, I looked at the map real quick. I was like, I might get that wrong.
Yeah, bro.
South side.
That's where I live. South side.
All right, so now we get the note about Everly. This is Everly's chapter. Everly, we learn, was a mantid. She was the 5th owner of the cookbook, and she was a mantid who we are introduced to being trapped in a room that is being rapidly buried inside of a tower on the 8th floor of her crawl. And as we end up learning about her situation, she was on a level that apparently had all these holes that people could dig down further and further into layers and layers down before they could get to a key room. But there was one tower that also had an option that you could go up there 50 levels in if you could make it to the top.
Yeah, nobody else wanted to do that.
Yeah. But she was afraid because of, given the mechanics and what we know of like something like Bubble World, there probably needs to be at least one person who tries to go up and do that, because what if that unlocks all the other gates for everyone else? So heroically, Everly's like, I'll take this on and I'll try and go up there. When she considers doing this, she gets a sponsor box from Dictum Way Stations Controls Unlimited. They give her what's called a Gordon's Compass of Vertical Labyrinth Management, which has 49 uses. If you go upward in a tower, it will point you to the correct door to go in each time, going all the way up to the 5th floor. It seems kind of like a complex concept, but there you go. We got it.
But it's that kind of thing where you imagine if you're in the dungeon and you get that, it's like, okay, this has to be legit because they really want somebody to do this thing.
They've paid a lot of money.
Yeah.
She uses this, and her alongside some mercenaries. She's not working alongside any other crawlers. She's a little bit of a loner among her hive, it seems. She uses this, and sure enough, is able to get all the way up to the very top floor.
Can I butt in real quick?
Yes.
In the Butcher's Masquerade, Carl reads an entry from Everly in the cookbook that says, the moment I hit floor 8, they gave me a great box, as if to make up for the previous one, a tool that allows me to take shortcuts through this maze. I really want to think that there's good out there. It's in times like this that there's a spark in my chitin, a longing for a future that contains warmth and stars. And then
she gets up to that top floor, and there's a piece of paper up there. And this piece of paper, this note, is a ha ha ha. Hey, never trust a Gordon's compass because it will lead you into a dead end or a trap. Something like that. The whole thing was a marketing ploy by Dictum Way Station Controls Limited to make fun of their competitor's product, Gordon's Compass of Vertical Labyrinth Management. So they used her as an advertisement trick to fuck her over and get her killed.
Yeah, that was cold-blooded. I mean, I initially thought that was like the thing in A Christmas Story where you decode the message and it's drink more Ovaltine. But it's like, oh, this is way worse than that.
This is way worse than drink more Ovaltine.
Yeah.
And right after that happens, she quickly goes to her scratch pad and makes a cookbook entry. And we also get that one in the Butcher's Masquerade, which is, I take it back. I take it all back. My sponsor was deliberately steering me not toward life, but a death that would be watched and remembered, and ultimately heart-rendering, and painful. I was a tool. Fuck you, Dictum Way Station Controls Limited, whatever that means. I hope your company and your children all die in pain. And then directly after that, there's one from Drakia saying, this is Everly's last entry. She did not mention the manner which she was set up, which is unfortunate. Please, future author, be as detailed as you can.
Damn. In this chapter, Everly has given up. She's seeing the ceiling rain down on her. She's accepted her death, and she's pondering on this idea of the inevitable ruin, the name of our book. This is this idea that the queen of the hive says the moment you realize there's no hope and all you can do is watch your demise and reflect upon things.
Mm-hmm.
That is the inevitable ruin. And I guess that is what potentially is facing Carl. Will he come to a certain point where he has to give up and accept his demise and just kind of reflect on things, or not?
It does seem that way when she first says it, although I was a little bit like, John, can you show us where we are in the book right now?
Can I show
like pages wise? Like
I don't know. it's maybe a third.
a third? Yeah, I just thought that is so soon to give us the title of the book.
Oh, right.
For this to be the actual meaning. Like it may mean like later on we may get the real meaning of this inevitable ruin. Inevitable ruin. But then her mercenary is like, well, maybe not, Charlie Brown. You know, maybe it's not so inevitable.
There's an interesting thing that a couple of interesting things that happen here. She's got this one mercenary who's like really like tirelessly working. Some of the other ones have given up, but she sees this one and she's kind of reflecting on this like ogre mercenary that's just clawing and like desperately still trying to the last drop. She thinks that would have been her. She would have tried to the very last drop instead of, accepting her fate and giving up. Kind of like we see Sorrentagore do in the last book.
Yeah.
But the mercenary, when she says something about it being inevitable, the inevitable ruin, he says, maybe it isn't inevitable. Maybe there is more to this. Everly kind of thinks on that before dying.
Right.
And it's an interesting thing for the mercenary to say, which I think is even more interesting when we learn that Everly is a class explosives engineer, race primal, birth race sword mantis, died on the 8th floor, author of the 5th edition, status dead. She's a primal like Carl. And this mercenary turns to her and says something very thoughtful in a way that we've seen the AI do before, which made me think that this mercenary was actually the AI turning to her and saying, this isn't necessarily, maybe there's more to this. This isn't inevitable. This isn't the end.
That's interesting. Like we've seen the AI do things like that in NPCs that are about to die.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's pretty compelling.
Right? The idea that the AI can resurrect and repurpose people to some extent also is a curious thing. And then us trying to like piece together the idea that Carl as a primal might have a greater connection to AIs, and Everly getting this message from an AI that this isn't necessarily the end makes me think like maybe the primals live on in some way.
Yeah, like we might see Everly again.
Yeah. I don't know. Let us know what you guys think about that.
I always think about that when they give you like, oh, this crawler and status dead. And you wonder, are they, like, is it possible to have faked your death or be repurposed like you say? I don't know. I guess we'll see.
Well, moving on from there, it's time for detox, which I'm sure will go swimmingly. Katya and
It's my favorite chapter.
Katya and Carl are both planning to do a detox session together with Mordecai, Amani, Batista, Edgar the Tortoise, Rosetta, and Bucket Boy. They're all there in a field hospital outside the safe room. When they do this, they have to be outside. They can't be inside of a safe room for rules and probably for vulnerability purposes.
Yeah.
And Carl and Katya are both going to take a dose of Glory Bound, which is that drug that really messed up Katya before, but she has to take a different version of Glory Bound again that's laced with something called Tough Love. And Carl's also has a little dose of something called Removal Order. So the goal is for Katya, she's going to go under for about 10 hours and she's going to face her worst memory. which she also confides in Carl. It also happens to be her greatest or favorite memory. So the same one that she was reliving in Glory Bound the first time, she's going to go back into to face the bad side of that memory.
This is why she is the way she is.
Yeah.
Is because of things like that in her past.
Yeah, it's very enlightening.
Carl, however, is going to also go under, but the goal is to get rid of the She Maria that has now affected him in his eyeball tattoo on his chest. If he goes under and she's activated, they are saying that it will actually go into She Maria's worst memory, and Carl will live inside of her worst memory, which sounds very terrifying.
Yeah, I'm sorry. So what are we doing again?
Yeah, the crazy spider's worst memory?
No, thanks. Whatever that is, I'm going to fill up my heart boxers again.
Oh.
So he's going to go in there, and then because he has something called removal order, he's going to wait until she relives her worst memory, and then somehow, because Mordecai doesn't know how this really works,
apparently will present itself.
Something will present itself, and he'll trap her in there, Ghostbuster style.
Yeah, I never feel comfortable with that. Like, well, you'll know when you know, and like,
right. This works out in every Nightmare on Elm Street movie.
Yeah.
Until the next one when Freddy comes back.
So once Carl's under, they're going to take off that enchanted toe ring of the well-balanced so that that's no longer preventing She Maria from taking over his mind, so that she will take over, but she'll take over in a state where she can't actually control his body because he's under, and that will allow her worst memory to manifest and be in control.
Right. They have to take off the toe ring when he goes under, but then put it back on once he's under.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He hears a voice from She Maria says, "We'll both die. Don't do this, Carl." And Bucket Boy's skeptical of this whole thing. He's like, "Will that work? She Maria is too powerful." Mordecai's like, "Shut up, Bucket Boy."
Your name's Bucket Boy.
You're Bucket Boy, right?
Shut up, dude.
Wait, don't you like clean the cum closet? That's why your entire name is Bucket Boy?
Go get your shine box.
I feel bad for Bucket Boy.
Poor Bucket Boy.
God damn it.
Carl also remarks on the convenience of Mordecai having a potion he brewed up for Katya already that can simultaneously just also be used on him. He's like, this type of coincidence he's now starting to recognize is game show fuckery and suspects something bad might actually go down. So he knows better, but he's going to do it anyway.
I mean, what choices he got?
Right.
Exactly.
Mordecai is going to give them a sleepy potion. Rosetta says, he's like, sometimes I occasionally use this. She's like, occasionally? Rosetta's like, occasionally, Mordecai? We watched Odette's documentary on you. We know. He's like, the fuck?
Yeah, no.
There's a dot. What the? Yeah. He gets real mad real quick.
Well, anytime Odette or Choco is mentioned, he loses it.
Yeah. So they start going under. Carl is, Katya's like, I'm scared. Carl's like, hey, you don't have to do this alone. Let's hold hands.
No. What happens is he says, grab my hand or something like that. He says, I feel myself say, take my hand.
Do you think She Maria said, take my hand?
Maybe.
Yeah, I guess you can't really trust
He
anything.
doesn't say, I tell Katya to take my hand. He says, I feel myself say, take my hand.
Oh, that crafty She Maria.
Right?
That's a good catch.
And it's ambiguous. They don't confirm or deny that that's what it is, but I kind of think that's what happened because we're seeing that She Maria is like, because the toe ring's removed, she has a little bit more power and maybe she's making him say stuff.
I think that like how this is narrated, the voices get kind of sleepy and dreamy and how Jeff's doing it. You hear Imani going, or like, was it Edgar going, they need to let go now.
I know.
And then Imani's like, come on, you two, separate. But like, is that in a dream state? Because like Carl's remembering her with gloves. He's like, why does she have gloves on all of a sudden?
Well,
like,
because nobody could be touching them.
Yeah, right?
Not gonna lie, this whole trip that Katya and Carl are going on, I was kind of jealous. I was like, man, I'd like to do that with somebody.
Well, we can go down. We can go down to Mexico and do some ayahuasca together, man.
Yeah.
You and Grant do it, and you can see when he lost all his pogs. Oh, my worst memory.
Oh, you gotta bring that up, man.
I left all my pogs in my my cargo pants, and
Those are my Magic the Gathering cards.
and
no.
mom washed them.
Carl envisions his river from his mind hitting against the rocks of Katya's thoughts. He feels himself spread out and he can sense like the emotions of everyone in the room. So whatever's going on in this, it's like this flickering flame of emotions he's feeling from everyone around him. But mostly what he kind of hones in on is that Katya is feeling afraid and like she's a burden. And then he senses that she's angry at him. He's like, why is she angry at me? She says, I'm angry that you're allowing other people to hurt you, Carl. Because Katya's way mad in love with Carl. I think she's totally in love with him.
I mean, there's something beyond friendship, but also her being mad at him that he lets other people hurt him. Yeah, like, are you talking about me or are you talking about you? Like, so often what you don't like in other people are things you don't like about yourself.
Right.
Mhm.
And that really felt like transference right there.
She does let people hurt her and walk all over her too. So that does track. Carl says he senses 3 presents, but one is hidden. It's kind of said in this dreamy sequence, so it's a little vague what's going on there. What I took that to be was potentially the third person hidden. Is she Maria?
I took it to be her husband.
Her husband?
Yeah.
Oh, so it's him, she Maria, and then her husband, maybe?
That's the impression I got.
Okay.
3 presences that Carl senses. I think that's within him. So maybe she, Maria, her husband, and something else. We've heard another voice in his mind talk to him before.
We
That's right.
have?
Yeah, in another book. And we thought it might have been what's his name? The
Grimaldi?
Grimaldi.
Oh.
It was like a guy's voice
Yeah.
at some point.
So maybe it is, maybe it isn't. I
But
don't know.
Grimaldi was in his head in the book too, right?
Right,
He talked to him.
But
It was
later on in the series, I forget what book it was, there was another voice speaking to him, and we theorized it might be Grimaldi. That there's a connection there somehow. Like Grimaldi's in the All Tree, as far as we understand, and maybe Carl is connecting to that in some way. I know that there are theories on Reddit about the river that he feels, or is the information or the souls moving through the All Tree, and there's a bunch of crackpot theories that might have weight, that might not. I don't know, but we have a precedent for something else talking to him inside of his mind.
Interesting.
Mhm.
So we get a warlord notification. The Lemix Consortium invites Carl to their headquarters to negotiate peace. Slap. And we jump to chapter 17, knowing shit's going to go wild. And it does.
Real wild.
Yeah.
Carl,
Yeah, that was jarring. Like it took, 2 or 3 go-throughs to go, wait, what happened here?
Yeah, because part of it is written through the confusion of Carl's experience.
Yeah.
Right? Because he's waking up. He doesn't know what the fuck is going on. He sees blood everywhere.
he's remembering the memories of him and Katya in this dream state at the same time as he's seeing weird shit in front of him.
which is also out of order.
Yeah.
Everything is just a fog of confusion, and we're in that as readers too.
Right.
Well, he wakes up in a ton of blood. It's a horror scene. There's all these dead bodies around him. He gets a notification. The scavenger's daughter has been fed. Unleash her wrath.
Which makes me think that while he was out, they fed him a bunch of coffee. And he really needs to go to the toilet.
That's all it is.
Scavenger's Daughter's coffee merch in the store.
Is that a plug?
Yeah.
Oh, is it?
HelloCallers.com/store. Yeah, I made a little Starbucks logo.
Right.
That says Scavenger's Daughter coffee.
Yeah.
He made it as a mug, too.
I did make it as a mug.
It's so funny.
Oh, I was ready to buy some actual coffee.
We start selling coffee now.
No.
Quest failed. The Bedlam Bride is the other notification he gets. So Carl remembers bits and pieces of this memory with Katya where they're in a hospital there's a little girl named Annie, something about a cancer diagnosis, her prick of a boyfriend, Thanar, who we've heard the name of before, I think.
Fanar.
Fanar?
Yeah.
With an F?
Yes.
Fanar, who I think Ava talked about
She
previously. And then some social worker who's talking, like saying, come on, let's go. We can go away from here now. So something happened there with Katya. We know that Katya also really wanted kids. So this Annie, we don't know what's going on there really, but it's this is a traumatic memory for her. It's hard to like fully piece together what this is, but we know that Carl entered into her memory.
Right.
And I think that's something that's really key here. Carl also said that whatever happened here explained her addiction to Carl. It also kind of sounded like, I don't know if this is how you guys read it, that maybe she previously had addiction issues too, and she had worked through them.
Yeah, that's the impression I got, which I was like saying enlightening as to how this happened to her again. And it's like, okay, yeah, if you're previously an addict, I can't imagine something more likely to make you relapse than this dungeon.
Right. And also, I think we've heard the name Annie before. And if we haven't,
we did.
We can cut this out. Yeah, we have, right?
Yeah.
So Annie is the name of Katya's Tegi summon, which is that raven with the infant head, the infant skull head.
What is it?
Yeah.
So is it a baby or a child that died from cancer?
Maybe. Is it hers?
That's the question.
That's the question.
All right.
But also, what would make that memory happy? Like it was like the best memory and also the worst.
We need more details.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to keep going, but we're gonna end this chapter frustratingly here on 17. So we don't know yet. So while Carl's remembering all of this, in the actual present, there's a goblin that pulls up a gun in front of him and tries to shoot him. It stops. The AI stops the goblin, and he gets the words "naughty" over his head.
It's presumed we're in a safe room still.
Is it a safe room or is it their war room?
Yeah, and I think there's like safe
but either
room
way,
rules.
we're in the ceasefire, so they can't shoot him.
That's true. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Good point.
We also see Luke, the general of the Lemix Consortium, is a goblin who's lost his legs. Luke's the surfer dude that we saw at the war table, the previous book.
Beautiful, beautiful Luke.
My beautiful Luke.
Who is dead as fuck now.
Yeah, he's dead. And we see a dreadnought adjutant. They're these large purple aliens. They're called dreadnoughts. He's arguing. He's the adjutant for this team, the Lemix Consortium, and he's arguing with Commander Stockade, who's the warlord of this team, who's a 7-foot caterpillar.
Yeah, the Lemix Consortium
What a
is.
scene.
Yeah, the Lemix Consortium is like a multi-race faction in Faction Wars. So it's not like some of the other ones where they're all the same kind of animal. Like these guys are kind of a mix. Most of them are goblins.
So what we learn ultimately happened is that they somehow knew whether or not we have a spy among Carl's team, I think remains unknown.
Right.
Or somehow they're seeing what's going on.
Yeah, it seems like the charge being leveled against them is that they have somebody on the outside who's watching and feeding them information.
Right.
Which is illegal. It's against the rules.
It's against the rules. And they knew exactly when Carl went under.
Fucking Bucket Boy, man. I knew we couldn't trust him.
Leave Bucket Boy alone.
Yeah, leave our Bucket Boy.
His name's Bucket Boy.
But you know, Mordecai and Rosetta were on to this.
Yeah.
So pulled the old switcheroo on them.
Is it that they knew what would happen?
From their reaction, I think they knew.
I think when they found out it was funny. I don't know if they knew.
Well, I think that they were saying things out loud to throw off whoever was listening, like giving false intel.
But damn, what a gamble, right?
Yeah.
Either way, with Carl's life. So, okay, here's the funny thing. I had to listen to this like 6 or 7 times to like get the whole construct of what this was. The Lemix Consortium knew that Carl was possessed by She Maria.
Mm-hmm.
They thought She Maria is a demon
Mm-hmm.
that's possessed him. And if we learned something interesting in the last book, The Eye of the Bedlam Bride, that when you transport someone, when they have a demon inside of them, you rip them from the demon, freeing the demon.
Right.
Yeah.
The possession gets negated.
Yeah. So their thought was, as soon as he's under, we're going to send a request to him that we want to parlay,
Mm-hmm.
and he'll get transported over to us. And when that happens, he'll be ripped from She Maria, who will then just murder everyone else that's in the little pop-up hospital they have.
Mm-hmm.
Brilliant plan.
It's actually kind of clever, right?
Had she been a demon.
Yeah.
What a clever idea from Matt here. But she's a demonic demigod, not a full god,
Not a full demon either.
not
Yeah.
a full demon. So she goes with him. And then the timing's kind of weird on this. I don't know if this was confusing to you guys, but like he says he's out for 11 hours. So I don't know, like it says he transported almost immediately.
Mhm.
And then there's like the translucent like ghost form of him, like Obi-Wan Kenobi or something.
Sure.
kind of
Force
there.
ghost. Yeah.
But is he also chilling at the Lemix Consortium as a ghost for 11 hours until he comes corporeal and attacks them?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Or did
It's
he
a-
kill him and then like it's 11 hours of screaming? I don't understand it.
Again, very confusing, this whole chapter. And I think that's by design.
Yeah.
But anyway, he gets pulled over there. Another thing I don't know is when he gets pulled over there, he's being controlled by She Maria. Does it turn back into her spider form, or is she now fighting through his human body?
I got the impression that she turned into the spider form
I would think
because to
that,
kill a whole room full of people with those legs.
but I kind of think it didn't happen because the only reason they turned into spider form because she got pulled out and merged with him in the previous iteration. Like, why would it turn into her body?
Wasn't she getting pulled? And they took the toe ring off. They gave her more.
Yeah, I just don't know
power
why
to
his
take
body
over.
would transform into a spider.
Yeah.
I think that, I mean, she just controls his mind and she's able to murder that many people through Carl's body.
I don't know. It's written in a very vague way, and I don't know if we would have enough information to figure it out here.
So just like the goblin couldn't shoot him, I would think Carl couldn't kill them, but she could.
Right.
Loophole.
Yeah.
And she does, like, murders like 50 of them.
She just lays the place to waste.
When Carl comes to in this space, he realizes he's in that big sugar cube from the 5th book,
Mhm.
the Butcher's Masquerade, where that took place. Is it Imogen's palace?
Yeah.
Queen Imogen?
And he's in one of the ballrooms,
Yeah.
but not the one he'd been in before. Like
Mhm.
the exits are in a different spot, so he thinks that he was in her personal ballroom in this scene.
Carl learns that his memory and Katya's got fused together, and that while Katya was reliving her worst memory, simultaneously within that same room, She Maria was reliving her worst memory,
Mhm.
which involved her getting angry at Carl until her husband walks in. And then she sees her husband, goes into a blind rage, kills him and eats him.
Yeah. While the whole time saying like, I didn't kill you.
Yeah, and she's like crying.
Yeah.
And she's devouring him
Uh-huh.
and denying that she's doing what she's clearly doing.
Yeah.
And Carl's able to lock She Maria within Katya's memory alongside Annie. Katya seems a little bit scared and traumatized by this because now there's a scary She Maria with this Annie
Yeah,
character.
it's upsetting.
But does that mean that She Maria in some way lives within Katya as well?
I don't know.
No, because Aponzi tells him that She Maria is still within you, locked away. You can let her out. I wouldn't.
I wouldn't.
But if things get desperate enough, you do have the ability to let her out.
And I like that Carl refers to her as another weapon of mass destruction.
Yeah.
Like, this is another fucking A-bomb that I'm walking around with in here. And he's like, that makes me feel, it feels bad.
Yeah.
That feels bad.
Mm-hmm.
So Hapanzi, we learn, is the name of Shimaria's husband. And you were saying this is also who?
It's another name for Anansi.
Anansi,
Yeah,
which is
African
what we thought.
spider god.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
which Orlando Jones plays in that Neil Gaiman show.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like really good.
Yeah.
It's like one of the few characters I remember was being like really good.
Yeah.
Mr. Nancy, right?
Yeah.
He was great.
It's also where a lot of the Brer Rabbit folk tales are based on Anansi stories.
That's so interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I know it's not cool to plug Neil Gaiman, but his book Anansi Boys is really good also.
He's also a piece of shit.
The book's good though. What are we gonna do there? Carl's saying that his eyesight is off and he's feeling dizzy. And then later we learn that his third eye is open, so that's probably what's doing it. He now can see out of his third eye on his chest. And if that's open, everything feels fucked up.
Yeah,
because he didn't know how to look through that.
He says, I opened it, I could see through it, and then I closed it, and I was like, I need to keep this closed. This feels really bad. Fuck this thing.
I think he also said that he has to actively think to keep it closed. Like its default state is open.
I hate that so much.
Yeah.
And that there's so much power in it. He can feel whatever the power is. That's rather terrifying. And we end with Katya waking up and talking to Carl. She's kind of explaining to Carl like that he got transported there, giving him a little bit of understanding. We also have Baroness Victory pops in, like all the adjutants are kind of arguing, figuring out what's going on there on his behalf. But he takes the time to talk to Katya and says like, hey, everything works. She's like, hey, I'm scared that Annie is now trapped with Shimaria. And he's like, I don't care. It worked, man. Don't even worry about that.
Well, he's like, Annie's, they can't touch her.
Yeah, Annie's gone.
Yeah.
Annie's dead, presumably. So
Yeah,
don't even worry about her.
The adjutants are like, we're not going to penalize Carl for this. They're calling it an AI action.
Mm-hmm. Which Commander Stockade is losing his shit over. But I love how his own adjutant is like, if you had run that plan by me, I would have told you not to do it.
Yes.
But you thought you were being slick, and so here we are.
So yeah, it was. That's where we end this week because I didn't have time to do another chapter.
Fair.
That's fine.
But that means that your homework for next week is going to be chapters 18 through 21, 18 through the end of 21. Hopefully that's a pretty good stopping point for all of us. We want to once again thank Maeve Chocolates for sponsoring our episode this week, sending us chocolate, being very lovely in their notes and kind to us, and giving us great chocolate to try on the show. You can once again check them out at maevechocolate.com. Put a link in our show notes for you guys as well. And we want to thank everyone that's supporting us over at patreon.com/hellocrawlers. There you can go make a per month pledge to support this show that hopefully you're enjoying. If you're already here at episode 41, I think you've committed a little bit to watching this show.
Yeah, do that. It's a really great way to support us. And if you like us, you should support us.
As a bonus, we do deep crawls over there where we talk about a range of things. We've gotten so close to the end of what has been thus far released in this series that Martin's been joining us on the deep crawls too. And it's a lot of fun just going back through the books and doing a deeper dive discussion into some of the things that we are interested in.
And it's fun.
Yeah.
And so you guys know, like, Martin's perspective on this story is why I wanted so badly to do this podcast. Like, I really wanted to talk about this thing with you, just because you have so much experience with storytelling. And I thought this would be like a really cool, like, departure from everything else out there.
Yeah. No, I appreciate that. I mean, also you get the perspective of somebody who's just coming into this for the first time.
Oh, and I love that.
A lot of people seem to love that. Yeah. All right, guys. Now we want to thank some of our crawlers who have supported us, including Aaron Nightingale is rocking a Carl shirt. Andy Kogan, a lie. Aldo, I will see you down there, John, and we will eat some tacos, Missy Lover.
Hell yes. Wait, he's probably talking about
Larocco's tacos.
Larocco's Tacos. Answer Knox, Brian Gillespie, Caden B., Carl and Maestro fan flick editor Kyle Hansen. Charlie, I'd rather watch Split than Lost, C. Dave Go Round.
That's not true.
Faye. Hey, it's Gilbert. Holly Mac 79. It's Barry the Baller, shot caller, 20-inch blades on the Impala, McGibbons. Short guy. That's a short guy. Jillian, Kevin Markley, Kit Burr, Kittian, Christina Flanders, Lost was all right until the writer's strike, Lumen, Matt Johnson, Michael Griffith, Michael Trainer, Monta, Noel Mead, Quan CH's Liberated Arm, Queen Anne Chunk, Raftify, Riley Parrish, Robert Miller, Sir Scrimley, Verilux Real Pet Companions, introducing Grant with customizable beard. That's the dream. I can actually grow a beard one day.
He never got past version 1.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, Carl, how you doing?
Keeps exploding. Zenobius, y'all should absolutely do The Expanse, McDuckerson.
God.
You down with DCC? Yeah, you know me. And now it's time for our final segment, Death Watch Extreme Dungeon Mayhem. We check in first with Aldo Neko, our level 68 barbarian thickromancer, who ate what he thought were poison tacos, but really he was just gassy because of them.
Oh, good.
He aired himself out.
That vindicates my taco stand. Thank you.
It still gets a 5-star review on whatever their version of Yelp is.
Yeah, 10 to 10.
Yeah. He aired himself out and ventured to the Princess Posse territory. As he trekked toward the stronghold, he heard a rumbling and tried to run out of the way, but it was too late as a giant skunk ball rolled over him and flattened him into the forest.
Oh, he dodged one vomit situation and went to another one.
Back to the flattening for our Thickermancer.
It's his inevitable ruin.
Just let things flatten you.
He just sat there and allowed it to roll over him. He contemplated life. Meanwhile, Andy Kogan, our level 50 trash panda junkyard spelunker, was spit out by the litter critter and made his way through the land until he came upon a village where a bunch of odd green ooze-like creatures moved about. They registered as white on his map, so he went up to ask one where he was. It turned toward him and pounced with alarming speed as its dot turned red. It absorbed him into its green, jiggly body, and he received notification. You've been conscripted into the operatic collective.
Aww.
Oh, wow. Okay. I thought he was in Odessa. Sorry. That's the last place I saw a bunch of odd green ooze people.
Caden B, our level 61 half-orc sommelier, took a heal potion as he rocketed into the air. I don't know if you guys remember, he snapped his neck flying up into the air too fast.
Oh, yeah.
That's right.
Super memorable.
Yeah. He flew up before slamming into the sky barrier and crashing back down into Larocos. As he fell, he prepared to take a potion to slow his descent. But as he looked to figure out what potion to take, he collided with a flying airship that rocketed through the air. It crashed into him. On the side of the plane were the words "Party Planner."
How dare he mar Party Planner? How dare he?
Its windshield wipers just wiped him off.
Yeah. Hopefully it'll just wash off.
Folks, once again, your homework assignment is chapters 18 through 21. Thanks again to Maeve Chocolate, mavechocolate.com. And to all of you guys, we want to say get out there and read.